yiba nemusa simakadze
Emavuso Trade Center Holy Ghost Party Festival ngemhla 31 kuDisemba kuyabe kuyi6 to 6 emnyango 100 emalangeni phuthuma siyanthola ithikithi lakho wo onke ama-MTN outlets noma kaMomo lalela engane yabakhona Dr. Rebecca Malope Thina Zungu Linda Dlamini Shongweni Kuphuka Nduduzo Mathe Sipho Makhabane Jumbo Maphathi Ndvubu phathwa kahle Lazwidi Umkhokheli nalabanye labanyenti uyawusa hluthu
Good evening, this is Eswatini TV News at 8. I'm Natile Sitole alongside Namaklabiso Ngambule. First up, let's have a look at our top stories. The Little Incwala was staged successfully in the Lubombo region. Regiments at Lusitini residents continue to dance the Little Incwala, led by Her Majesty the Queen Mother. The elderly man shot at Mbegelo on Thursday remains thankful for his life and is currently receiving medical attention. Glad you could join us. The Little Incwala was staged successfully in the Lubombo region. The nation converged at Mpumalanga Rural residence to observe the sacred ceremony.
The wait is over for a Maswati in the Lubombo region. People in the region are beaming with pride and enjoying the privilege of hosting His Majesty King Mswati III, who is currently leading the nation in the dancing of the Little Incwala at Mpumalanga Royal Residence. People of all ages celebrated the ceremony and danced alongside the Makhosikati, Their Royal Highnesses Banfa Nkosi, and the Prime Minister, who is part of the Inyati Regiment. Chiefs from the region and politicians were also part of the festivities. Hosting the ceremony is expected to have impactful economic spin-offs for the region, particularly for the hospitality sector and street vendors. On the news, I'm Sandile Makanya at Mpumalanga Royal Residence.
Regiments at Lusitini residents continue to dance the Little Incwala, led by Her Majesty the Queen Mother. Maswati continue to take part in this ceremony without fail, despite the heavy rains that the kingdom is receiving these days.
After the blowing of the trumpet, regiments gathered together at Lusitini rural residence, whereby they started dancing in their different categories. The Liti Incwala continues to be a great success at the royal residence, where arrangements are led by Her Majesty the Queen Mother. Also present are the Mokosigati to His Majesty, the royal family, and other dignitaries, including cabinet members. As this is the 8th day of the Liti Incwala, the nation is looking forward to the main day of the ceremony, which is expected to be a national holiday. On the news, I'm Podile Mazia at Lusitini Rural Residence.
The elderly man who was shot at Mbeguleni in the Manzini region yesterday says he is thankful to God for saving his life. He says he was shot while on his way home from the Little Incwala at Ngabizweni. He is still in hospital getting medical attention.
Joseph Dube says he was about to reach home when a man jumped out of a white VW armed with a gun. Dube says the man started shooting at him several times, whereafter someone else from the car started shooting as well. Dube says 3 bullets hit him in the leg. He also says the shooters kept saying that they wanted to leave him dead. Police confirmed the incident.
Ukhona uyaphila uyelulama futhi singamaphoyisa ke sichubekile ke ngoba namhlanje sivukele khona le enzaweni lapho omkhulu alimalele khona sisachubeka ke naloluphenyo kumanje kona kusede lesisembophile kodwa nje siyalandzela kumbe lelo hala lelincane lesisazama lesilitholako kuthi phela kumbe bantu batawuchubeka betekithi naleyo information lengasisita phela ukuthi kumbe sikhona kuthola ukuthi ngabe bobani laba labagilele mikhuba ngoba phela siyathi ukuthi vele sive semaswati sesike sahlala siselivalweni ngadodona letinkinga leti.
The shooting happens at a time when government continues to plead for peace, so preparations for a national dialogue can begin. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela with Temba Shabango, Mbabane.
The Eswatini Tourism Authority has reported an increase in international tourists this festive season compared to the same time last year. This has been said by the acting head of marketing, Sebenzile Kininza, during a press briefing.
The acting head of marketing says the increase in numbers can be attributed to the relaxation of the COVID-19 regulations.
This year, during the festive period, that is specifically 5 days, we had 19,189 visitors coming through to Eswatini for their festive. This excludes a Maswati resident outside the country. For those, we had 18,269 Maswati langenile for the festive langahlali lapha ekhaya. So it gives you a signal of the number of visitors that came through and the improvement in those numbers. Sibaka Tourism Authority, we have a target to reach 2 million visitor arrivals by 2025. And so this for us is a signal for the whole of December. They will be much higher.
She says the visitors are from different countries, including Netherlands, France, and the United States of America. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Ndangamandla with Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
Public transport owners have agreed to hire a lawyer to engage government's legal team about the industrial court judgment issued on the 12th of December 2022. The transport owners say they want to understand their role in the issue of the national shutdown announced by other parties. This was agreed to in a meeting held at the Manzini Public Library on Thursday.
On the 12th of December 2022, the Industrial Court issued a judgment stopping a strike by the public transport sector. One of the respondents in the matter was the Swaziland Commercial Amadoda Transport Association. All respondents in the matter did not go to court, and there was further no public transport on the day of the shutdown. Public transport owners met to discuss the implications of the court order.
Banikat betmotolo bashilo bathi asithole ummeli bameli bahulumende nalowethu ummeli bakhulumisane ukuthi uma ubophe umuntu longasiye uba nalo inicala lomuntu lombophe angasuye na lokho ke bathi asikushiye lapho sikubona.
The public transport owners said they had and still have no problem with having their vehicles operate as long as there will be security. They added that they did not go to court because the cited organization, SCATA, was defunct. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela with Temba Shabangu, Manzini.
The Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation has finally secured its air operator certificate, which will see it being able to fly its airplanes to South Africa and Zimbabwe. This has been confirmed by RANAC Chief Executive Officer President Dlamini during an interview. Dlamini says they now have to secure permits from the two countries they will be flying to, then start operations.
The process of acquiring an air operator certificate contains 5 vigorous stages, which the Royal Eswatini National Airways Corporation was able to go through. RANAC Chief Executive Officer President Dlamini says they are happy that the process is over and thanked everyone who supported them through the journey.
Nalamavela amabili la besinikile ukuthi singandiza siye khona basidesignate ukuthi singandiza siye khona sekufanele ukuthi ke nabo basinike ipermit yabo labadayi sinika based on lena lesibanika yona kusho ukuthi ke eZimbabwe ngoba sabe siye Harare batanika yabo permit bese ukuthi iSouth Africa nayo isinika enyayo ipermit yokuya eJohannesburg, Devon, Cape Town.
Dlamini says they hope the process of acquiring permits to fly to South Africa and Zimbabwe will take 2 weeks, then start flying to Durban, Johannesburg, Cape Town and Harare. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosima Vimbela, Mbabane.
Towards the end of a trial, an accused person claimed to be mentally unstable. The accused has told the court that he has no problem going for psychiatric evaluation. Now, this has surprised the Crown as the accused was well throughout the trial and even cross-examined witnesses.
On Thursday, the Manzini Magistrates Court had to listen to closing submissions in the case of Nathi Dludlu, who faces 3 charges. After those closing submissions, the court was expected to pass judgment. Dludlu is alleged to have assaulted a police officer with a kitchen knife on the chest, resisting arrest, and further blocking the free movement of road users with stones and wood logs at Ngwane Park in April. The Crown told the court that the accused should be found guilty because the assaulted police officer narrated what unfolded on the day of the incident and arrest. When it was Dludlu's turn to make his closing submissions, he told the court that he was injured on the head when he was still in primary school. The accused also told the court that his brain malfunctioned at times and he could not even speak for himself. The court asked whether he should be taken for psychiatric evaluation, to which Dludlu responded to the affirmative. The court explained that this would mean he would be kept at a psychiatric center for 2 months while being evaluated, to which Dludlu said he had no problem. The Crown seemed shocked, asking when this mental illness came about, as the accused was fine throughout the trial and even cross-examined witnesses. The court then ordered that Dludlu should return before it next Thursday with his mother. The court warned the accused that the truth would come out eventually. This matter was before Magistrate Mongi Mkiza. For For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, Manzini.
3 people have won different accommodation packages in the Eswatini Tourism Authority's #Choose Eswatini campaign. The winners were announced by the acting head of marketing, Sebenzile Kininza, during a press briefing.
The campaign ran from the 1st of last month and it ended on Thursday. 3 lucky winners walked away with different prizes. The first prize went to Guguletu Dlamini. Nondumiso Mhlanga received the second prize and the third prize went to Bonginkosi Dlamini.
The third prize is going to be an overnight for 2 at Silverstone Lodge, Lekhona lapha eMbabane, and it includes dinner and breakfast. And the second prize again is for 2 people, the Tabase Umushu and Nkosazana. The package includes 1 overnight, which includes breakfast, plus 1 hour quad biking. And then our grand prize for the couple or the 2 friends or the 2 relatives will be an overnight at Ngonyeni Golf Estate and Lodge, which will include breakfast, plus a game drive and a spa treatment.
The authority has stated that there's been an increase in domestic tourism as eMaswati were part of the 85% to 100% of people that dined in accommodation facilities during Christmas. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Ngamandla with Mbongwa Dube, Mbabane.
The Industrial Court has ordered Bunyebetfu Buhlebetfu Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited to stop the hiring of temporary workers. These temporary workers were hired following that the cooperative's employees have been engaged in a strike. The matter was before Industrial Court Judge Lorraine Hlophe today.
The Swaziland Union of Financial Institutions and Allied Workers Union and its members who are employees of Bunyebetfu Buhlebetfu Savings and Credit Cooperative Society Limited took the Savings and Credit Cooperative to court. Their prayer was that the court interdicts Bunyebetfu from employing replacement labor in any manner during the continuance of their strike action. The applicants also wanted the court to rule it as breaking the law for Bunyebetfu to engage replacement labor during their lawful and protected strike. The employees have been on strike since October. Bunyebetfu opposed the application, stating that the applicants had not discussed the issue with them first to find a solution to it. The court then ruled that, in the interest of fairness, the engagement of temporary employees be interdicted pending finalization of the issues between the 2 parties. The matter was before Industrial Court Judge Lorraine Hlophe. For Eswatini TV News, Temgosi Mavimbela, Mbabane.
And now we'll have a look at our financial indicators. Moving on, we'll have a look at our sports news. Eswatini Pool Association has highlighted 2022 as a memorable year in the history of the sport. The association's president, Muntu Dlamini, says the return of the national team after a period of over 10 years and successful participation in international competitions was some of the moments of the year for the association. Dlamini was speaking to Eswatini TV Sports in Mbabane.
Different local sporting codes continue to round up the year 2022, where they're highlighting the achievements of the year in expressing what to expect in 2023. According to Muntu Dlamini, the Eswatini Pool Association president, 2022 was indeed a great year, where some of the improvements were made due to the international competitions. Dlamini went on to highlight that indeed the national team was back in action after several years without existing. Dlamini went on to explain that bigger plans are expected in 2023, including women national teams in all categories as a sign of development. Another achieved milestone by the association was to ensure that all leagues under the 2 regions, being Hoho and Manzini, had consecutive sponsorships. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabiso Msonera, Mbabane.
Eswatini Chess Federation is already dedicating much-needed priority to inmates and vulnerable people in 2023 to be the ones taking center stage when it comes to the sport. The Association Secretary General Qiniso Mathebula says having successfully brought women into the sport during the course of 2022, the next move is to prioritize inmates and vulnerable people that have started receiving chess equipment. Mathebula mentioned this when speaking to Eswatini TV Sports in Babane.
In trying to expand and grow the chess sport in the country, Eswatini Chess Federation has started looking at new programs in 2023 that will feature vulnerable people to also be able to get a chance to play chess. And the association's Secretary General Qiniso Mathebula says this is to ensure that everyone gets a chance to play the sport, having successfully executed the plan of introducing the sport to women in the year of 2022.
As far as prison work is concerned, we are also looking at going into care points because we want to give an opportunity, the same opportunity that the privileged and non-vulnerable child has. We want to expand that opportunity to the orphaned and vulnerable child and allow them the same space that the other child has, to give them the opportunity to grow and to expand in chess. We also want to go into prisons. This year we managed to donate 10 sets and a few other chess training equipment to a prison in Matapa. So this year we'd like to, this 2023, to expand more on that, to go into all of that and to expand more on our reach within schools.
Part of the great achievement in 2022 includes the women national team that competed at the Olympiad Chess Championship that was held in India in August this year, where they returned home with medals. For Eswatini TV Sports, Robinson Sonera, Mbaba.
That's all for now. Before I go, here's a reminder of our top stories. The Little Incwala was staged successfully in the Lubombo region. Regiments at Lusitini residents continue to dance the Little Incwala, led by Her Majesty the Queen Mother. The elderly man shot at Mbegelweni on Thursday remains thankful for his life and is currently receiving medical attention. And with that, we sum up our bulletin for the evening. Up next is the update from myself and the team. Thank you for your company. Good night.
Ho, ho, ho.